Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1589, July 31st, 2025. It's just going by too quickly. 105 degrees. I remember this on this day in 1988. And 47 degrees was the low on this day in 1924. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
You know where he went?
Oh, he was just there.
I don't. Matthew. He's coming.
It's just, I wanted him to hear this, but he has no responsibility or discipline. He just leaves. He leaves.
5,000.
Do you recall yesterday, I believe I mentioned that cashews, to me, were almost fruit-like?
During the We Are Nuts ad, yes.
That's right. And Scott Mature out in Montana, I believe he's a chef.
Yes.
He said you were not off base when you say cashews are almost fruit-like. They are a member of the mango family.
Really?
I did not know that.
Neither did I.
In a million years.
You learn more
I was
here
just
by
gonna
accident
fire that up.
than elsewhere by design.
I didn't think Scott was that smart. but
They're
okay.
a member of the mango family.
You like a nice mango?
I don't even know what a mango is.
Oh, I love mango.
Mango's a good flavor in a drink.
And also mango salsa. Very, very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, thank you for that, bringing that up organically. That's the final day for the GL Nut House 4-pack discount code at We Are
Why
Nuts.
don't you do it right now then?
They're not scheduled today.
Oh, well then shut up.
All right. We got her.
God
One big
almighty.
happy family, folks.
Wait a minute.
You'll learn more here by accident than elsewhere by design. Joe Souchere.
You fellas tell me I'm very late to discovering this bit of news, and apparently I am. I accept your admonishment. But I did not know that Palmer's Bar, the great old dive bar on Cedar Avenue, was sold to the Dar al-Hijra Mosque. Did you know it sold?
I had no idea. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Huh?
It's the only.
They're going to change it into a mosque or keep it as a bar?
It's the only offer. Just a minute. Just a minute.
Golly, Matthew. Gee whiz.
That
Buddy.
was an honest question.
Yeah,
Well-
maybe,
See, alcohol is
maybe
Verboten?
sometimes.
Is it verboten?
sometimes.
Just coast before you put the gas on really hard. Just coast a second or
Okay.
two.
Don't start in third gear is what you're telling me?
It's
I got you now.
Okay.
It's clear.
It's amazing to me
It's clear.
that that's the only offer Palmer's got was from the mosque. Did you know that?
I didn't know it was the only offer.
Mosque board member Abdi Salam Adams said the space will be used for educational programming, youth services, and interfaith dialogue. All right.
Yeah.
No. But the Cedar Riverside neighborhood in which Palmer's has been located for so long is a dense East African Muslim neighborhood where many practicing Muslims abstain from alcohol altogether. Due to the current economic environment, people's changing drinking habits, and the challenge of losing so many other bars and businesses in our neighborhood, Palmer's has been losing 10 to 30 grand a month. The situation was no longer sustainable. They're going to stay open until September 14 with a series of special events, but then the mosque people take over. I'll be damned.
Boy, that used to be a fun strip.
Thank you. Yes, I was just about to say the same thing, Ken.
Between Seven Corners and that corner at the Caboose, Red Sea, the 400, Five Corners, Palmer's. What was that hipster bar on the east side of the road?
Yeah,
Whatever
it was
that was.
Fratelloni and I did a event there. Yeah, that whole strip used to be just great.
Yeah.
Was that the Caboose?
No, the Caboose would be the Anchor on the south end. The Caboose, the Joint, and the Whiskey.
Whiskey
That-
Junction.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the south end Anchor, and then the north end Anchor would be up at Seven Corners at Bullwinkle's.
Oh,
When you
okay.
read the story too, honestly, I'm surprised they still were able to get by.
Palmer's has been there for 119 years.
I don't know that I've ever stepped into Palmer's.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to Bullwinkle's but never Palmer's, I don't think.
Well, no, everyone has it's America. You want to do a real estate deal and buy a building, it doesn't make any difference. You're entitled to do that. I don't know what this portends. Maybe nothing. Maybe
I think what portends already happened 10 years ago.
Yep.
This is the 400 closed a long time ago. And I don't know that the Red Sea is still open.
well, let's extrapolate. You say whatever is to portend happened 10 years ago, meaning a complete cultural change in lifestyle.
Shift,
The neighborhood has turned.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
And now
And you remember, this was the neighborhood where all the hipsters and Dylan and all of those guys, Dave, who were those old blues dudes? They all hung out on the West Bank there.
Yeah.
And when I was, of age, when I was in my 20s, it was all those spots were U of M college bars, Augsburg. That's where everybody hung out.
Is there any direction to pursue to say that the culture that's now disappeared, I don't even think it's disappearing. I think it's just
Yeah,
disappeared.
it's gone. Yeah, for sure.
That was commerce. Is that a fair statement?
Sure.
I mean, it was people selling things, booze and cigarettes.
Entertainment. Yeah.
Dimly lit rooms to recite bad poetry. And,
Slams.
Yeah.
What were they?
Yeah.
Poetry slams?
So the new culture really doesn't have anything to do with commerce, does it? Or am I wrong? Because there's no such thing as an Islamic bar that I'm aware of.
I can't speak with any kind of
I don't
authority
know
on
either.
that.
But
I
it
don't
is
know.
that entire neighborhood is. Well, you said it. It's what was the phrase you used? It's very thick with East African. Is that the phrase that you used?
Yes.
I mean, that's essentially what that entire neighborhood is.
I think the only bar I know would be that Ethiopian bar on 7th and Davern. That used to be the Steelers bar. That is it's a sports bar. I don't know if they serve booze, but you know which one I'm talking about?
I do, yeah. I don't know what in
But
God's name that has to do with what I'm talking
Well,
about.
you were talking about Islamic bars or Somali bars, but does this mean that U of M students aren't going to Whiskey Junction? And what are they doing? Drinking in the dorms?
I don't know that the kids do drink these days.
Well,
to be
most of
honest.
them,
Do they?
See?
if we're being honest, I mean, most of them stay either on the east side of campus or they go to the northeast portion of Minneapolis. That's where all the trendy spots are now.
Because the Cedar Riverside area does not.
Well, here, I'll be frank. It's not safe, especially at night. It's not a safe place to hang out for 20-year-old girls. It's just not. I'll just call it like it is.
Why?
Because I spent how many years working in the service industry? This, as Kenny mentioned, this transformation started 10 years ago, if not maybe even earlier than that. No one felt safe in that area.
But it doesn't necessarily follow that the transformation has to be unsafe. It just turned out that way. Well, but what's to be unsafe about if there's no place for you to go there anyway? In other words, you're not going to walk up and down Cedar and go into joints because there aren't any joints anymore.
Right, and there aren't any joints anymore because people stopped going there because that area is unsafe.
Okay.
I don't 100% agree with that, Chris. I think it's just the changing times. For me, it was over when the 400 closed, and the 400 did not close due to crime. It was just trends.
It'd be
consumer
great.
trends.
Sorry, Ken. It'd be great, though, is to hear from some of our cop buddies anonymously that listen to the show and maybe get their scope on it, because that's what I think happened.
Well, here's another question I have. Is this... Is this transformation going to be also occurring in other neighborhoods?
Isn't the city always evolving? I mean, couldn't we take this discussion about that short section of Cedar and apply it to University or Grand or any random neighborhood around the Twin Cities? Isn't that cities evolve constantly, right? We just happened to witness this one during our lifetime.
I guess it's just ironic that such a famous bar was bought by a mosque. That's kind of an odd twist of news there. It's kind of an odd twist of fate.
So does this mean that a regular person, don't they have barber shops there? Don't they have, I mean, isn't that a destination where you wouldn't have to be Somali to go to Cedar Riverside to get
No, you accidentally raised a great point.
Thank you.
It almost seems to me like there's no reason to hang out in Cedar Riverside unless you're Somali.
You know what would be really interesting for one of you, Joe Souchere, to ride your scooter from on Riverside from Cedar Avenue up to the freeway.
I'll be glad to.
Past the hospital. Tell me what's open, what's closed, what bars. There was a Chinese, I think, restaurant really close to Cedar and Riverside. I wonder if that's still open. Wonderful place for General Tso chicken.
And as someone that's clearly interested in your well-being, maybe do that at about 9 a.m. on a Sunday.
Oh.
Okay.
Not
but I'll be glad to do
8:45,
that.
huh?
Yeah, I should do that the next time I'm down just to see how the neighborhood has changed. I actually go from Franklin to Cedar on Riverside, do that whole stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here, you know what I'll do? I'll pull up a Google map.
We now have an Islamic center writing a letter of community support for a Somali immigrant convicted of raping a 12-year-old. Kwalinle Ibrahim Diri is to be released from prison in 2033 and remain on probation for the rest of his sentence. He's a Somali immigrant living in the U.S. He's been sentenced to 12 years imprisonment for raping a 12-year-old girl in Minneapolis last year. After the conviction, an Islamic center in St. Paul wrote a community support letter for him. Kwalinle Ibrahim Diri, 42, was born in Somalia, grew up in a Kenyan refugee camp. In 2006, Diri immigrated to the U.S. and initially spent time in Minnesota before moving to North Dakota. He eventually moved back to Minnesota in 2014. In July of 2024, Diri was charged with raping a 12-year-old girl. According to the criminal complaint, the victim said she was playing in the backyard of her family's home in Minneapolis when a man started talking to her from an alley behind the house. The man reportedly asked if the victim... I think I remember this case. The man reportedly asked if the victim's mother was home, and the victim said she was not. Court documents say the man left the scene for a few minutes and then returned, putting his hand over her mouth, forcing her into a car, striking her over the head. The victim said a man drove a short distance away from home, pulled over, and sexually assaulted her. Eventually, the victim was able to run home. According to criminal charges, the victim had contact information for a Mohammed Muse in her phone. When asked about that person, the victim said Mohammed Muse was the man who assaulted her. Using that cell phone contact, a sting operation was set up by the victim's family, and Diri arrived at the victim's home and was taken into custody. On May 28 of this year, just 2 months ago, or not even that, 2 months ago, a jury found Diri guilty of first-degree criminal sexual conduct. After he was convicted, his family submitted letters to Judge Michael E. Burns, which asked the judge to consider Diri's character when making a sentence decision.
My God.
He is a deeply good man whose presence enriches the lives of those around him.
What?
I respectfully ask that you consider his character. his contributions and his ongoing potential in making your decision. Otherwise, you're a racist Islamophobe. No, it doesn't say that part.
Might as well.
Among other things, the letter portrayed Deary as a hardworking family man who genuinely strives to make meaningful contributions. In addition to the letters from the family, the Al-Hissan Islamic Center in St. Paul contributed a community support letter for Kwalinle Deary. We, the undersigned members of the Somali community, write this letter to express our strong and heartfelt support for Kwalinle Deary, a member of our community. The center wrote that the convicted felon has faced the challenge of starting all over in a new culture. Boy, they're just going to sell every angle they can. And Deary was known as an outgoing, family-oriented person before the situation.
Oh, it's a situation.
So far, there's been no mention of the 12-year-old girl. The Islamic Center said the community has witnessed his love for his family and noted that Deary sends money back to Somalia to support his people. And he's been an active volunteer in our mosque, the Al-Hissan Islamic Center. The letter was signed by Ahmed Anshur, the executive director of the Al-Hissan Islamic Center. Alpha News reached out to the Al-Hissan Islamic Center to ask why I would submit a letter for a felon who was convicted of raping a 12-year-old. Neither Anshur nor the Islamic Center responded to media inquiries. This is ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
This is absolutely absurd.
Kenny, are you going to mention what you mentioned before the show? I think it was you. No? Okay.
I don't remember.
You just basically saying something about the family's reaction to this because certain types of behavior are accepted in other parts of the world than they are in this country.
Yeah.
Well, I'm unaware if raping is an accepted part.
No, I said behavior. Behavior. Certain behavior is just accepted.
Well, the behavior in this case was the rape.
Correct.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what's okay in the country they came from.
Correct. You live in the United States now.
Yeah, but I'm unprepared to say, is raping okay in Somalia? I have no idea. It shouldn't be if it is.
It's a weird thing to
Well, it was
Google.
10,000. What was the book you read? The Kite Runner.
Yeah.
It wasn't there.
That was in Afghanistan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We respectfully ask that this letter be considered as a sincere reflection of who Kwalinle is. His contributions may not make headlines. Well, he did make the headline with the rape, though. But to us, he's made a positive difference. Last week, Burns sentenced Deary to 12 years in prison, the least amount of time recommended by the sentencing guidelines for first-degree criminal sexual assault. Minnesota law allows Deary to be released in 2033 and remain on probation for the rest of his sentence. He's currently at the Minnesota Correctional Facility in St. Cloud. He's 42, by the way.
I can help you here. Somalia faces a complex situation regarding sexual violence, particularly rape. While rape is criminalized under Somali law with penalties ranging from 5 to 15 years imprisonment, according to the U.S. Department of State, cultural norms and a weak justice system often undermine its legal prohibition. Some sources indicate a disturbing normalization of rape within some communities, particularly in internal displacement person camps, IDP. Factors contributing to this include the impact of the Civil War on traditional protective norms, a perceived sense of impunity among perpetrators, and a compromised justice system.
Well, the one excuse I don't accept any of the excuses for this character, but the one excuse that is most irritating is, well, come on, cut him some slack. He's adopting to a new culture. Go bleep yourself.
Sorry, that's not going to fly.
That should be the first thing you're taught when you are fortunate enough to relocate to Minnesota. You better adapt and adapt instantly.
What's the old trope? Ignorance of the law is no excuse, or
Right.
not forgivable, something like that.
Can I share a quick text before you have to do that thing? Mm-hmm. I need EcoFund,
I don't even know what you told me to do.
She told me I could say this. So this is our gal, Linda Keller, kellertaxservice.com. Make sure you check her out. Hey, guys, yours truly here. Moved to 1901 Minnehaha Avenue, kitty corner from Whiskey Junction back in 1990. At 18 years old with 2 friends after high school graduation. Building was all college kids. Now I would be absolutely terrified to drive through there 35 years later. So like I said, a lot of it is, and the way that, or the reason why some of that shifted culturally is because of, a lack of safety.
Well, Maria, my sister, who's got kids that age, said the kids are going to Sal's and College Club.
Oh, sure.
Both
Okay.
spelled with K's.
Yep.
Well, back to the mosque purchase of the bar, Palmer's Bar. Well, we're told that it will be used for educational programming, youth services, and interfaith dialogue. Would it be out of place for me to suggest that they better educate people about raping 12-year-olds? Would that be untoward of me?
I don't know. I mean,
Don't you learn that right away?
you would think.
You would think so.
No matter what culture you're in. I would hope.
There is a website, you were talking about the West Bank, what's there now? It's called thewestbank.org, and it has a directory of entertainment, bars and restaurants, shops, et cetera, et cetera. I know we were talking about what's there
still
or what's
there,
not
yeah.
there anymore.
Yeah, I'm looking at a map. The Red Cedar is still there. Riverside, Hard Times is still there. Lucky Dragon is still there. That bank on the corner, Riverside and Cedar, is still there.
EcoFun Motorsports in Forest Lake is having its biggest sale of the year on personal watercraft. But here's the deal. Not only are they Yamaha watercraft, which are just absolutely bulletproof, but if you buy the watercraft now, the trailer is free. It's a free Triton aluminum trailer. No extra cost and no catch. Just the top-tier trailer to haul the ride wherever the water calls.
Let's go.
Selection is good for now, but, people are clamping down because summer's tearing away from us, but there's still some gray water time left. And EcoFund's got you covered with excellent financing options available on all units in stock. Stop by, take a look, maybe stop with leave with a personal watercraft on the trailer. And while you're there, enjoy the fact that this is the greatest recreational store you'll ever be in. Motorcycles, scooters, the electric bike capital of the world, youth recreational equipment, all cleared to be sold regarding PFAS. That's a big story in the paper today. We can sell youth recreational equipment again. And helmets, apparel, a great service department. Really a fun store and a fun website, EcoFunMotorsports.com. In Forest Lake / Columbus, EcoFun Motorsports is immediately west of Interstate 35 on Highway 97, and EcoFun Motorsports in Burnsville on the Service Road of Life near County Road 42, EcoFunMotorsports.com.
Reavers here once again for my guy, Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Well, sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? Well, Mr. Money Talk is going to be able to sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk, never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute, no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608 and set up your free 48-minute, no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere
So I got an email, 3 emails regarding the big 3. One of the emails, a guy who was facing he's having his backyard landscape, and I'm sorry I didn't cut and paste your name, so I don't remember who you are, and that's probably best, save you from any embarrassment that I might deliver your way. And he was facing having to replace his old ornamental bird bath because it was, trashed, hasn't been cleaned in 20 years. Right before throwing it away, he thought, bugs be gone, organic matter. He sprayed it down, he scrubbed it, he sprayed it off. That 20-year-old ornamental bird bath is good as new. Saved himself some money there. So success story number 1. Success story number 2. I also didn't cut and paste your name. I'm sorry, but it's probably best. Guy picked up a can of Deep Creep at the Save Big Money store, had it at the ready when he was home, and discovered the fan of his air conditioner wasn't spinning. So he grabbed the Deep Creep and the hose that comes with it, cleaned the blower motor, gave it a bunch of shots of Deep Creep, turned the blade a couple times, got it spinning, turned it on, reinstalled the fuse, saved himself a ton of money. That AC works perfect. And this next one is from my buddy Bob in Alexandria, and I'm going to read this one word for word. Joe, try to figure out this one out. It's pretty cool, actually. My coworker was in Rogers selling a sign project. Bob does big signs at the Holiday Station. He was approached by a guy from Ellingson's Car Museum. His name was Dan. He's also the CEO of Seafoam. He interviewed his guy to make sure he was qualified. They had a nice chat about the museum. Then he got the phone call on account of, I'll tell you why. He had seen me in my Seafoam T-shirt, remembered that, made him think of his company, and now he got a big sign job from the guy. So Bob wasn't even using Seafoam. He just had a Seafoam T-shirt on. Next thing you know, he's doing work for Seafoam.
See, you asked me if I could figure that out.
Did you follow that?
I can't.
Yeah.
Does the guy from Ellingson's also the Seafoam CEO?
Bob, that's my question too, Bob. You got to be more clear with us.
I've been to Ellingson. I purchased a car there once.
We sold a car at Ellingson's. Yeah. It's a wonderful place.
Yeah. And
I know that holiday he's talking about. Anyway, somehow Bob hooked up with Dan and everybody's happy. And that's just 3 fun Seafoam success stories. If you need any of the above, you can't find it in the store, just go to the website, seafoamworks.com. There you can order anything and have it delivered right to your door. Seafoam truly does work. A wonderful product in a world of bad gas. Seafoam.
I'm not going to be here to see it, but you know what I wonder? I wonder what Minneapolis is going to be like in 20 years.
Well, when Mayor Omar Fateh gets his hands on it, we can.
I just wonder. We used to think of the future, and we think, oh, it's going to be George Jetson-like, and everyone will have a little personal airplane, and technology will be through the roof, and everything will be. Now I wonder. I wonder what it will be like.
I can help you. You ready?
Our hope is that there will not be a bunch of suburbanites just racing through.
No, that's all right. You don't have to play that.
But that was the vision, and now look what's happened.
Yeah, you'd be hoping now for suburbanites rushing through.
I can help you. Loyal GLer and Town Council member Mark emailed the show during the first segment. Hey guys, the neighborhood I lived at, I owned a condominium on Riverside and South 8th Street. If you can picture that building.
I can.
The neighborhood became very unwelcome to white people, and to some extent, even my black neighbors that I had there. And I eventually moved away. That's Mark, loyal town council member. And he's not alone. And I guess the reason I say that is because in my hometown of Faribault, it has become a very heavy Somalian population as well. And some of the neighborhoods where I had family growing up, they felt the same way, like they were very unwelcome in certain parts of that city. And the same exact thing is happening in Minneapolis.
Well, this is an odd conversation. Where is it where our Somali friends settle that becomes a welcoming and lively place. In other words,
Well,
we don't want to be the ones just talking about dim prospects here. If Somalis were to continue to gain purchase in Minnesota and take over more and more neighborhoods, does it necessarily follow that would be a bad thing?
Do you mean where are the positive Somali hotspots or neighborhood gathering?
Where's a positive Somali attitude about, hi, how are you? You know.
Well, it's not an
Can
accident.
I have your wallet?
It's not an accident that the state is seeing record numbers of fraud and this influx at the same time when it's basically been one faction of our society that's committing most of this fraud.
I don't know of any other group committing the fraud. There hasn't been a great deal of Hmong fraud, if any.
Hispanic.
There hasn't been a great deal of Hispanic fraud, if any. Now, there might be some Eastern European Russian fraud. You know, who knows?
The oligarchs.
We even had fraud extending to the school buses. Remember that one?
Yeah.
That disappeared from the news. They had a little fake storefront office in Roseville, and they were charging up the...
Oh, right, the minivan.
Yeah, they were
buses.
charging like crazy to haul some kid. It was somebody. It was kids. Oh, find it, Rook. It was kids.
Wasn't there also a Down syndrome fraud thing?
Oh, there's no autism, though.
Autism, okay, yeah.
Did you guys, courtesy of our buddy Zipco,
Yeah.
did you guys see the tweet issued yesterday by Senator Angie Craig?
No, I missed Angie's tweet.
She was at the Lynx game with, I believe, her partner.
Yeah.
And they were wearing T-shirts because, there was a huge controversy last year where the New York Liberty, the refs basically handed them the game and the championship against the Lynx.
Right.
So she and her partner were wearing T-shirts saying, everyone watched Minnesota get robbed, not realizing the irony of that T-shirt, given the rampant fraud that's going on in the state.
She should wear that every day.
So I retweeted and said, what a great idea for a Minnesota State Fair T-shirt, Senator. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
From the Garage Logic website, April 30th, 2025,
That
the
sounds
possibility
about right.
of a massive school bus fraud has only just now been discovered. What started as a tip about a transportation company operating out of a Roseville parking lot, Alpha News uncovered potentially $3 million in overbilling inside Minneapolis public schools and deeper concerns about oversight in a state already drowning in fraud.
Okay. That's disappeared from the news.
Falmeta, Besado, and Akram Kadir. Frontier Transportation.
Yes.
Yes.
Look now, Google Frontier Transportation. Has there been any follow-up consequences, legal intrusion, anything to do with Frontier Transportation since April 30th?
Welcome to Frontier Transportation, their website.
They're still up and running.
Yep, Frontier. They're still on MapQuest. Alpha News, okay, they said records suggest district was invoiced. Let me see if there's anything else. Media statement regarding Frontier, that was May of 2025, so we've already seen that. No, I don't see any company snapshot of Frontier Transportation.
But nothing about any introduction of any law enforcement whatsoever between April 30th and now. There's nothing that shows up on the Google?
Correct.
What the hell? So they're still running this scam, in other words.
Okay, wait a minute. Better Business Bureau. Frontier Transportation. Let me click on their Oh, they are not BBB accredited.
Really?
Okay, so
that shocks me.
That's a dead end.
Yeah. It's a page about the money.
No, there's no Star Tribune article. There's no TwinCities.com article with an update.
I'm telling you, there's a link between the decline of newspapers and increase in fraud.
Why didn't we go into fraud? I should have gone into being a dentist.
Call the fraud department.
What do you mean? Why didn't we go into fraud?
We would have made a hell of a lot of money, then we would have got out of Dodge.
Yeah.
You'd own an island somewhere.
Yep, Caribbean.
I told you guys I could have arranged it, and you all told me not to.
Well, because we don't want to go to jail. Because they would arrest us.
No, I would have held the check up and held a news conference. Remember, during COVID,
that's
I
true.
said I could apply for funds for the Public Works Department of Gumption County, Minnesota, the town of Garage Logic, and I'll bet you $1,000 those idiots would have sent a check.
Yep.
I would not take that bet.
I know, it would have happened. And you all said, don't do that, man. You'll get caught.
It's not cool, man.
Since when did we
us.
sign about? When did we sound like coffee shop people? Man, what's up, man?
Don't do that, man.
I mean, really?
You'll have the FBI here. Okay, I really was knocked off my feet by the letter defending the rapist. I just it upset my day. It feels oppressive to me. It feels I'm sorting out my reactions to that, but it strikes me as that is really bold. We want you to cut this rapist some slack because we're telling you he's a good guy.
Never mind that little infraction he
Go
had.
bleep yourself.
Come on.
You phonies. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And we're supposed to buy the seriousness of this outfit.
And are people afraid to point out how ridiculous this is in fear of being labeled an Islamophobe and all of that nonsense? Is that why more people aren't outraged by this? Because they are a very protected class, especially in this state.
I don't understand why you can't rip them. I rip white people, black people, everybody.
I'll never forget a real quick story, and I'll keep all the names out of it. I don't know what drove this, but I don't remember the context, but years and years ago, many of us in this building, I think you were involved, we were summoned to a meeting with an elder in the Islamic community,
Yes.
maybe an imam even or something,
Yes.
and we were lectured, essentially.
I remember that.
We were lectured about how careful we have to be and this and that and the other thing, and which is fine. I mean, nothing really came of that, but I'm thinking that had to be 15 years ago.
That was a long time ago.
I was just going to ask, was this in wake of what happened to our buddy across town?
What?
With Tom in the morning show? Remember that controversy?
during the,
I don't think it had anything to do with that.
Okay.
I don't remember what the context was, but I remember having to really hold my tongue.
Sure.
Because I just wanted to tell the guy, bleep you, what the hell are you talking about?
Right.
I know how to behave.
Yeah.
I don't need any touchy-feely.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's fine. Hey, let's take a little break.
Let's talk about something positive on Positive Thursday. Harmony Spirits in Harmony, Minnesota. I like this new tagline, by the way, from Harmony Spirits. Joe, why limit happy to just an hour?
Look, if the earthquakes are going to continue and the volcanoes are going to erupt,
Tsunamis in Fargo.
I'm screaming my way down to Harmony.
Okay, good. Look at that blackberry lemonade and the
I'll pick that up.
barrel-aged old-fashioned.
I'm getting one of those.
Those are there for you at the tasting room. And you know what? You can get those to go. Bring them home.
I will.
Pour it over a little ice, and they're fantastic. But you know what you can do also?
With my luck, I'd be driving home during the volcanic eruption, and giant boulders would rain down on the freeway, and I'd be stuck in the middle of some cornfield. But at least I have my Harmony bottle.
Well, you have to stop in Chatfield and get your haircut at Dave's, who's got the GL flag sticking out there in Chatfield, Minnesota. But anyway, we're here to talk about Harmony Spirits. HarmonySpirits.net, by the way, that's their website. They also have an extremely active Facebook page, and they have all sorts of events going on right now. Basically, every weekend they have stuff going on at the tasting room, and it's really cool. I know last weekend they had a Japanese teppanyaki food truck that was there at Harmony Spirits. But every weekend they have stuff going on. So you know what? If you're in the area, stop in. Say hi to Larry and Damon and the entire crew. But how you can really help them out is go into your local liquor store and ask for the Harmony brand by name. That is how they're going to continue to spread the great news about Harmony Spirits. And they thank each and every single one of you GLers for their support. Anyway, stop in, say hi to the crew, and let them know that you heard about them here on the Garage Logic Podcast.
Here we are, Positive Thursday already. And as always, it's brought to us by Schoonover Body Works and Auto Care. They're right there in Shoreview. I know you've seen them, 1060 County Road E, just a hop and a skip from Lexington. You can see them from Lexington. Trust me, I've been there many times. Mike Schoonover is with us today. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Kenny. Happy Positive Thursday.
Yeah. Somebody told me, and of course it was a body man, that I had hail damage on the hood of my truck. And no matter how hard I look, I can't see it. What's with you body men and spotting hail damage from 2 miles away? How do you get to that point in life where you can see that?
Well, you know, those of us in the body repair industry, we end up looking at everything as the glass half empty. We find flaws in everything, Kenny. We'll find mismatched paint. We'll find scratches, dents. People will say, hey, what do you think of my new car? And it's like, yeah, what about that nick there? And how about that there? And it's like,
I see it's been painted. Well, how do you know that? It doesn't look painted to me.
We live a miserable existence.
So what do you do about it? When the damage is like on my hood, it's there, I know, but how do you possibly repair that?
Well, you know, so we had some hail go through town here, a couple of days ago, and you know, some people don't care. They don't care at all. But those who, you know, you have a car, especially these cars now that, you know, they're just a small fortune. You got to take care of them because any body damage, whether it be collision or hail related or tree related, there's a lot of, you know, tree damage out there right now. But the hail related stuff is kind of invisible, but it does have an impact on the value of the vehicle. So it's something that you should look into, and you should have it. You should have it repaired, especially if you're going to either trade it in or sell it. Some hail damage can be removed with paintless dent repair, or PDR for short. It's a very efficient way to either push dents out from the backside or using a glue pulling system to be able to remove it. Some of the damage is more severe and it requires actual body work or actual replacement of the panels. So it just depends on the make of the vehicle, the amount of damage, the size of the hail, all that kind of stuff. So it's important for people to know that. And Kenny, as long as I'm at it, be very, very careful when you do, you know, when a hailstorm does come through. It's been a few years since we've had a major one where insurance companies actually create, you know, a CAT unit that'll go out to a shopping mall and have tents and stuff like that. That when folks go there, they have to understand and they have to realize that the estimate that they receive from the insurance company is probably 10 to 20% of what the actual damage is. There's no way that they can identify all the hail damage in a parking lot, under those circumstances. They should get the second opinion of a shop, of a body shop, and look at that, because if they, you know, people can just say, hey, insurance company gave me $2,500 for my hail damage, when indeed it's probably worth, you know, $10,000 to $12,000 worth of damage or more. And if they cash that check, the insurance company's happy, you know, because, hey, our customer went away. Yep. But that customer still has money coming to them because of that damage. Whether you have it fixed or not, you're still owed that amount. So people can stop by here and or give us a call, and we'll be happy to walk them through it.
And one of the great things about Schoonover, and boy, I hate using this word, but it's true in your case. You're an advocate for us when it comes to our insurance company. You represent us, and you do a darn fine job, and it just makes dealing with insurance companies so much easier when it's in your hands, Mike.
we love that battle for our customers, Kenny.
Thank you. And that's just another reason why Schoonover Body Works and Auto Care, around since 1938, is the official shop of Garage Logic. Anything you need for that vehicle can be found at Schoonover Body Works and the website schoonoverbodyworks.com. Mike, thank you very much and have a good day.
Thanks, Kenny. You too. Have a great positive Thursday and the last day of July.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and he feels fine. Joe Souchere.
I have good news. I have the GLer of the week who wins the Masters Maples gift box.
I bet I know him.
Who?
The GLer of the week.
Who is it?
I don't know. I bet if you say his
Michael
name.
Pitleski.
Yes.
Of Rockford, Minnesota.
Fellow Polish friend.
And Michael Pitleski, hope I'm saying that right. You've earned the right to collect. You wait for the postman to deliver that Masters Maples gift box because you, Michael Pitleski of Rockford, Minnesota, are GLer of the week.
And all you have to do is have an annual town council membership to be eligible.
GLer of the week.
To be eligible for the GLer of the week.
Here's John Heidt.
Hey, how are you?
I don't remember the name of the bar, but the band I was in used to play down in Rockford about once every 2 months, and it was a very fun gig. A lot of people came out.
Rockford, I think, west of here.
Just southeast of Buffalo.
Yes, yeah, it's right out here.
Stone's throw from St. Cloud.
That's right.
Buffalo, home of Kenny. Buffalo, home of Kenny. Custom roasting.
I'm waiting for you to tell me, John.
Custom roasting. Custom
I
roasting.
need to order from them.
Custom roasting?
Before the weekend.
I'm going to, Joe will love this aside. I'm going to Buffalo in a couple weeks for their annual craft and art fair. I'm going to stop in there and get me some more coffee.
Order it ahead of time.
Fair, huh?
Order it
John,
ahead of time?
Yeah, make sure you order it ahead of time. It'll be there waiting on the counter for your arrival.
Thank you very much.
Well, here is John Heidt in the newsroom.
Thanks. This news is brought to you by North American Banking Company. A Delta flight had to be diverted to Minneapolis St Paul International Airport after it encountered what's being called significant turbulence, leaving 25 people injured. The Federal Aviation Administration confirmed the flight was headed from Salt Lake City International to Amsterdam Airport Schiphol in the Netherlands when the crew reported severe turbulence and diverted to MSP. Delta said the flight DL-56 safely landed at around 7:45 last night. Medical personnel met the flight upon arrival to evaluate passengers and crew. MSP says its fire department and paramedics responded to the plane at the gate to provide medical attention to passengers. 25 people on board were brought to local hospitals for evaluation and care. The company said there are 275 customers and 13 crew members on board the Airbus A330-900. One couple on the flight told ABC News that dinner service had just started. That means carts, crew members, and passengers were up and down the aisles when all of this happened. The severity of the injuries unknown. According to FAA data, 207 people suffered injuries due to severe turbulence from 2009 and 2024, with 80% of those being crew members. The FAA says it will investigate this latest incident.
And once again, I would like to say what I say on the occasion of every one of these stories. These machines are amazing. These are amazing pieces of machinery.
And those wide bodies are a workhorse.
Were you briefed on this situation?
I was not briefed on this situation, but I know something about it.
I was looking at this. That exceeds my limit for flight. That's a 9.5-hour flight. That's too long to be on an airplane.
That's
no, thank you.
I was reading that one of the flight attendants, we used to say stewardess, but who knows, flight attendant, was held down from floating up into the air by passengers.
I'll hold her down. Don't worry.
I got her. I'll hold her down.
I'll be over here on the jump seat.
I got this one.
I won't let you go, babe.
Yeah.
Governor Tim Walz officially endorsing Mr. Fry for re-election. today, throwing his support behind the two-term governor over Minnesota Senator Omar Fateh, who won the backing of the Minneapolis DFL earlier this month, despite several challenges. Walz said in a prepared statement, Mayor Fry is a partner I can trust to actually deliver progressive policies that improve people's lives. Jacobs helped make Minneapolis a national leader on issues like housing, and I've been proud to work with him to deliver funding, to hire more police officers and fight crime. I'm proud to support Mayor Fry's re-election so that we can continue working together to move Minneapolis into the future.
I bet that was a difficult decision for him.
Well, that is a where do our sensibilities lie, isn't it?
I bet he struggled with that.
I wonder what Fry's reaction was in private.
Don't do me any favors, Gov.
I just wonder.
Well, do you think, honestly though, do you think he did that because he's fearful of what the likes of an Omar Fateh mayoral?
I think there's turmoil within the Democratic Party, and I think the real true Democratic Party doesn't like their. I think they think they got hoodwinked by Omar. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. And I think they probably put a bug in the governor's ear and said, why don't you...
But I don't think the governor is a true DFLer. I think he's a Mysterian, which is why I think he struggled, because Omar's right up his alley.
He's always willing to do their bidding for them. Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
He never breaks from the party.
To back up Kenny's first point, the endorsement deepens what looks to be a growing divide in the Minnesota DFL, with traditional party leaders like Walz and Senator Amy Klobuchar having endorsed Fry over the locally endorsed Fateh, who is running as a Democratic socialist. Governor Walz and top lawmakers met with public safety officials yesterday to talk about strengthening security at the state capitol. It's been a growing concern following the shooting of two lawmakers at their homes, and most recently the arrest of a trespasser at the Capitol over the weekend. The meeting between legislative leaders and Governor Walz was closed to the press, and lawmakers did not accept requests to talk about it after the fact. Before the meeting, Walz spoke briefly with journalists, saying, I think they're going to bring up their concerns. It's our four caucus leaders, myself, and DPS will be briefing them on where they're at right now. Some of the enhanced security measures on the table brought up by Minnesota Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bob Jacobson and State Patrol Colonel Christina Bogoyevich during a Tuesday press conference included the addition of metal detectors at the Capitol building and locking down more of its many entrances. IKEA is teaming up with another retailer for the first time, Richfield-based Best Buy. The Swedish home goods giant will feature kitchen and laundry products inside mini showrooms at select Best Buy locations. The stores will feature Best Buy appliances. The first 10 shops will launch in Florida and Texas, will be similar to the Ulta hubs that are in Targets and Sephora mini stores that are in Kohl's. Best Buy declined to comment on when a location might reach its home state. The move reflects Best Buy's broader push to expand beyond its core electronic business, including the upcoming launch of a third-party marketplace for IKEA. It offers a chance to tap into new markets as it looks to grow its U.S. footprint.
Joe, how often have you been to IKEA out there in Bloomington?
Not very often, Ken.
You ever go out there just for lunch?
No.
Once?
I have been there once.
They do have good food, Rook. I will go with you.
I appreciate that.
So am I the only one that's never darkened the door of IKEA?
I've not eaten there, and I went there once under duress.
If you want to have a good laugh, check out the parody video of the IKEA store employee walking out on the job. It's hysterical.
Okay.
It's like walking by people, bleep, don't buy that bleep. It's pretty funny.
But I have won a major concession. I have forbidden the purchase of any IKEA products for our house.
Oh, it tears relationships apart.
Yeah,
yes.
and I won that one. Nothing's been coming in from IKEA.
I could build anything they throw at me without the directions.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll have leftover hardware when I'm done.
Which is a bad sign.
No, it's backup. You keep that as backup.
The thing's leaning this way, the shelf.
Those are just in case parts.
Right. Yeah. I don't need that, S.
Tomorrow is August 1st, the day some new laws passed by this year's legislature go into effect in Minnesota. Here's a few of them. Cities and counties will now be able to perform national criminal background checks on applicants for adult entertainment and massage business licenses. Previously, cities and counties only had access to Minnesota criminal data. A legislature also increased the speed limit for vehicles carrying uncovered trash or debris and so-called implements of husbandry, vehicles used for timber harvesting or ag, horticulture, or livestock raising operations. Those vehicles may now be driven up to 35 miles an hour instead of 30, which was the old law. Minnesota law already prohibits housing discrimination against individuals with active service dogs. Now the law will prevent the same for individuals training service dogs who are part of an organization accredited to train those dogs. Minnesota's DWI law is getting an overhaul after two St. Louis Park Democrats pushed in the 2025 session for stricter DWI penalties after that deadly car crash at Park Tavern. The new law focuses on reforming the use of ignition interlock. That's a breathalyzer device installed in a car for DWI offenders that checks if a driver has been drinking alcohol before the car can start. The new law extends the look-back period. Any prior alcohol-related driving offenses within the past 20 years will be considered. It was at 10 years before that law was passed. Why don't we take a quick break here and hear from Chris Reaver.
Thank you, Johnny. Joe just mentioned them as part of the GLer of the week. Let's talk about our friends at Masters Maples and mastersmaples.com. I'm actually on their website right now, and if you go to mastersmaples.com, you can order your products right from the website, and it's really cool. Whether you're looking for the traditional maple syrup, the bourbon barrel-aged maple syrup, which, by the way, are barrels directly from our friends at Harmony Spirits. It's kind of a unique flavor of maple syrup, but it's really, really good. I do enjoy it. But also, it's grilling season. We're thick in the middle of grilling season. So get your sweet and or savory seasonings and rubs at mastersmaples.com. They also have fantastic pure maple sugar for those of you that have bakers in your life. But anyway, all of their products are Minnesota made right here in Cohasset, Minnesota. Our buddy Ben is the owner of Masters Maples at mastersmaples.com. Proud GLer, and he makes a wonderful product. So order it today online from wherever you're listening to the Garage Logic podcast. And please let Ben know that you heard of him here on the Garage Logic podcast.
The earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
In national, international news, this is a brand new story. I had a bunch of tariff stories here, but let's go with this one first because this morning, the tariff deal with Mexico, the president extended it another 90 days. So with Mexico.
Is he just drawing new lines in the sand every 3 months?
Apparently.
Okay.
Nothing going on there. It's fueling speculation also that he might announce some pauses for a lot of other countries that face punitive higher import duties starting tomorrow. Among those countries, let's talk about those. India faces a 25% tariff and an added penalty for buying Russian oil. Brazil will face 50% tariffs next week. Those Brazilian tariffs, because the president is throwing a bit of a well, I typed up hissy fit here. Can I say that? Is that all right? Or is that editorializing? Throwing a hissy fit because that country is prosecuting former President Jair Bolsonaro, who is a buddy of President Trump's. The president separately announced 50% tariffs on all copper imports. The U.S. will also end the global de minimis exemption later this month. If you're wondering what that is, it allows packages valued below $800 to enter duty-free. The average effective tariff rate is estimated to rise to 18.4%. That'll be its highest level since 1933. Clothing and shoes will be especially affected, with prices predicted on clothing and shoes to rise about 40% in the short term. Again, with this change with Mexico, who knows, he may put some more extensions onto some of those tariffs before.
If you're wondering what we import from India, gems and jewelry, diamonds and precious and semi-precious gold, textiles and apparels, pharmaceuticals, and agricultural products, and auto parts, spices, tea, and rice.
I have a theory. I have an Epstein theory. Today, for example, yesterday we learned that Maxwell will not be given immunity. Yep. How interesting. Then today we learned mysterious orange blob seen in FBI footage of the cell where Epstein was held. My theory is that who's ever really running this world has got a program by which things are leaked every day. Little temptations are leaked every day, and they're purposely designed to result in the population no longer paying attention or caring. That the whole controversy will be wiped out of your consciousness because you're tired of the BS, and you realize they're making you realize you're never going to know anything anyway. So why don't we just forget about it? And we're forgetting about it.
Just
100%.
because it'll just get old and tiresome is what you're
Do
saying?
you like that theory, Kenny?
Absolutely, 100%. Yep.
So
It's all BS, but I don't know who's running the real operation.
Are you also like some saying that
it ain't Trump?
No, but are you like some with the Epstein case thinking that he might not even be dead?
No, I don't know about that, and I don't care. See, they're already winning. The program they have in place is working with me.
He's hanging out with Tupac, and Elvis.
We're a 5-second culture, Joe. If we can't be satisfied in the first 5 seconds, we move along.
I meant to say that. You're exactly right. They're taking advantage of the fact that we have no attention span.
Yeah. Squirrel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you think, a serious question, do you think now we're a lot different than we were 50 years ago?
Yes.
I agree, because look, at Watergate took 2 years.
Oh, we lived and breathed with every word of it.
Yeah. Little leaks every day,
Yep.
little stories from Woodward and Bernstein, until eventually the whole thing got out. And everybody paid rapt attention.
Remember
Plus,
OJ?
the only source of it was newspapers.
Yeah.
Now, you can apply that to everything. JFK, UFOs, and just on and on and on and on. We're deluged by complete BS to the point where we're sick of it. We don't care.
Didn't start
Here, I got to read you this.
Thank you, Rook. I was thinking the same thing.
when he was listing off those, hey, blown away.
What else do we have to say?
What do you got, Joe? I want to show you. I'll get it up here where I'm interrupting John's news
That's
here.
fine. It's your show.
It's one of the subheads on Drudge. Mysterious orange blob. Okay. So you click on that. And
Joe, just hearing you say that to me is exhausting, and I don't want to know.
And it's the New York Post. Mysterious orange blob spotted near Jeffrey Epstein's jail cell the night before his death. And we forensic experts are questioning the federal government. See, the instructions to whoever's really running things is just throw this BS out there every day. People are going to get so tired of it won't make any difference.
Throw out some stop sticks.
I'm not, and they win. I'm not even going to read the damn story. I don't care what the blob is. The hell with them.
How many posts have we seen before I stopped watching on our YouTube stream where if we start talking about a certain topic that we've talked about, like, say, the last 5 days in a row, people will just type in, that's it, I'm out, I'm gone.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And that's that phenomena. You're right.
Coming up on InfoWars, the orange blob. What does it mean?
CBS News. CBS News, investigation of Epstein jail video reveals new discrepancies. I rest my case. This is all BS. This is all this is all part of a designed mechanism this is just going to go away.
We are living in the Truman Show.
Yep.
Our lives are engineered by somebody else.
Let me then give you one more story about the Jeffrey Epstein case while we're talking about it.
No, John, we moved on.
Bye.
Now this one you can't say anybody did this because it's the family of Virginia Giuffre. Remember Virginia? She was a victim of Jeffrey Epstein, and she committed suicide not too long ago. I think about 6 months ago.
Or didn't.
Ooh. Relatives of her are condemning President Trump, and maybe even missed this after the weekend. You didn't. Same thing. You just said, "I'm not reading anymore." The president claimed over the weekend that Epstein stole her from his Florida resort when she was just 16. In an emotional statement, the father of Giuffre, who died by suicide in April, branded Maxwell a monster who deserves to rot in prison for the rest of her life, and said she should not be pardoned. The father said it was shocking to hear President Trump invoke our sister and say that she was aware that Virginia had been stolen from Mar-a-Lago. Trump made the remarks during an impromptu press conference aboard Air Force One where he claimed Epstein had poached his staff from his Mar-a-Lago estate. He specifically named Giuffre, who had worked at the resort spa as a locker room attendant when she was a teenager. Trump said, quote, everyone knows the people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told him, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it's spa or not spa, and told him to get out of here. Well, Trump says he officially banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago in 2004.
I have another unanswered question.
Yes, sir.
What's a 16-year-old girl doing working in a spa?
Good question.
I
wouldn't allow mine to.
Joe,
don't go there.
Back up. If I could hit reverse
Retract
on
that statement.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Why?
You're placing blame on the victim
and their family.
No. I'm placing blame.
Yeah.
No, I'm placing blame on Trump for hiring 16-year-old girls to work in a spa.
16-year-old people are allowed to work.
He has no idea. It's just.
We're trying to save your ass. Please retract the statement.
But if you're
put on the life vest, get in the raft.
Come back in. You're overboard.
Pull me in. Okay, never mind. I don't care that a 16-year-old girl worked in the spa.
Are you almost done, John?
I can be, sure, Kenny.
Can we do a sports segment here?
Wow.
A sports segment?
On what?
How the Twins
when
do.
When I should have been paying attention, I just read that headband wearing Harrison Bader is gone.
Yeah, they just traded him to Philadelphia.
He's gone too?
Yeah.
And so is Johan.
I just saw him the other night.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
they've ended the season, haven't they?
Yeah, it's about the fifth guy they've traded the last 3 days.
Unbelievable.
Well, the deadline's at what, 3 o'clock today, Johnny?
Yeah.
Something like that?
And he's a free agent. That one wasn't unexpected.
Well, he wasn't that good of a ball player.
He had a good year.
Are you kidding me?
Well, he was better than some of them.
Well,
He had good hair.
He was okay.
Can you expect a few more guys to be head out the door, too, here before?
Unfortunately, Correa is in control of his fate. He can't be traded.
Because he has a no-trade clause.
So who is licking their chops? The guys over at the CHS field that might get called up?
For sure. Yeah, those will be opportunity for the younger guys. Yeah.
What they get. I'm just looking to see what they
Couple
got.
of minor leaguers.
Outfielder Henry
some
Mendez.
magic beans and a Diet Coke.
Who can I hate for this? Who can I blame?
Ownership.
Give me a name.
Ownership.
Falvey.
Name.
The Polad family.
How about Falvey?
Joe Polad.
This is all coming down from ownership. They're trying to sell the team. They're trying to save every last nickel that they can. The team is not playing well this year.
Harrison Bader couldn't have been making any money.
But again, they're just trying to shed any money that they can right now.
Oh, I've got a good idea. My house is for sale. So what I'm going to do, instead of fixing it up and giving it curb appeal, I'm going to just... I'm
going to drive my dump truck through the driveway or through the living room.
You make it so hard to watch.
It is funny, as long as we're down this road, it is funny to see how they had nothing but sold-out crowds for that 2023 playoff run, and then ownership said, you know what? F it. Let's just start shedding payroll.
Isn't that the opposite of what you're supposed to do?
How to kill a fan base in 18 months.
No,
Ken.
when you're trying to sell something, they're breaking the windows, they're ripping the doors off the hinges, they're flooding the basement.
They don't have a TV contract
What
after
are you
this year.
doing, you idiots? You're billionaires. Is this how you do business? Oh, my God. The fact that somebody like me, the most fair-weather fan on the planet, could get upset.
Yeah, you're not even a stick and ball guy.
But the tell you something. I just want to watch them with the sound down.
Well, but the best thing about baseball is to have your team in the race.
Oh, for sure.
As you're heading into fall.
Turn the corner.
That's big time fun.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And there's not a chance in hell these stiffs are going to rally for any. They're not going to get back to 500.
Nope. It's over.
It's interesting, Kenny. I was more upset about the Durant trade than I was about Harrison Bader.
Well, I just read this when you were doing one of those boring stories I wasn't paying attention to.
Oh, you bastard!
I'm sorry, John.
I have to laugh.
I know that guy because he wears that irritating headband that drives me crazy.
So I must agree that drives me crazy.
He makes the extra effort.
He's a hell of an outfielder.
Yeah, and he occasionally hits one out.
I'm looking right now at MLB trade rumors, and it says he's a solid big leaguer. I think that sums him up.
Yes,
he's a solid big leaguer.
He's a good catcher of the ball.
And he can throw it, too.
Yep.
Matthew, that's my level of expertise.
Good catcher of the ball.
I don't think I've ever been mad at a baseball team ever till now.
Till just now.
What is Rocco's fate a little tenuous?
No, he just signed an extension.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
for
signed
God's
him,
sake.
That's because he's a puppet.
Yep.
Yeah, yes, he is.
Why did Jax pitch last night?
They played yesterday afternoon.
Yesterday
And
afternoon.
I didn't watch the game, Joe, because I was paying rapt attention to the Garage Logic podcast and post production.
I believe I looked at the box score, and he did pitch and pitched awfully. 0 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs.
Ew.
So
Did he get traded?
Not yet.
Are they going to keep Ryan?
Maybe.
Why at this point? Why would you?
He's controllable for another 2 seasons after this, I believe.
so is
Speaking
Durant.
of why,
Yeah.
one of the only reasons that I'm paying $220 a month is so I can watch the stupid Twins and the stupid Wild. Who's the stupid one now?
You are.
Kenny Olson.
I'm the dumb one.
Let's go to Kenny Olson at home.
At 3,000.
Behind the rubber. Oh, bull yourself. You're here, and your crew is here just to us.
I've seen some
Thank you.
amazing things, though, on the socials. Umpires failing to call strikes and some really weird stuff.
All right, I'm bored. Let's take
a break.
Kenny starts it, and he says,
let's take a break.
When I lived on Goodrich, there was a new a girl that moved into town on the block, and she was Sophia's age. And Sophia was a pretty good softball player, so Sophia went down to go see her mom was going to be a softball
This is
coach.
a long story?
Pretty long, yeah. And Sophia came back about 5 minutes later, and I said, what happened? She said, well, she lost me when she said, do you want to pass the ball? Like play catch. So she didn't really know. And her mom used Lego people for the 9 people that were in the softball.
What in God's name are you talking about?
Some people that moved into our block when I lived over on Goodrich.
But the Lego people would mean set up out on the lawn?
She set up on the diamond to show people this is the shortstop, this is first baseman.
But you could hardly see it. Lego people are very tiny.
Well, this was during practice, so they were in, she was showing them the ropes.
This confusing GL moment brought to you by...
I thought it was pretty clear until Uncle Fester over here.
No, I'm just puzzled by Lego people.
So come back and I'll tell you some more stories about
So what's your real thought of the trade deadline, Rook?
they gotta get guys by the deadline that can play ball.
I can help you. Speaking of saving money.
That's
what we call a transition.
Keep it fair.
Bring Bilski
Keep
in
it
here.
fair.
They'll know who to draft.
I didn't have time yesterday to stop in the Hastings location.
Well,
to,
there, you
are you
know
still
what?
past
They'll
running
find
numbers?
you.
They aren't going to find me. But I did drive by the location after our heartbreaking
So long,
defeat
suckers.
against the Hastings Hawks last night, Joe. Speaking of town ball. Anyway, 6 locations for North American Banking Company. It's Woodbury, it's Shoreview, it's 50th in France. It's also Hastings and Maple Grove. And you know what? They are the absolute best. And they do it differently. It's banking done differently at North American Banking Company. And you do get that feeling anytime you walk into any one of the 6 Twin Cities locations. And that's what I did. I was tired of just being a number to my big national bank, so I decided to make the switch. And they're no different, by the way. All of their services are just like the other banks here. And they know that there's no shortage of options for you in the Twin Cities. So that's why they do it differently at North American Banking Company. And you know what? It doesn't matter whether you're looking to buy a home, finance a new home renovation project, or make some pretty solid business improvements. They're locally owned and operated. And that means loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities. They are not sent out of state. So this helps you business owners solve problems quickly and expand your business with confidence. So you can check them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more. Once again, it's banking done differently with personalized service. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender.
This guy wears many hats, just not indoors. Joe Souchere.
Well, they only come to us from one spot, and that's Marloth Park in Mpumalanga, South Africa, home of the traveling Lymans. Nature comes right up to their screen porch. It was on this day,
July 31st.
in 1859, A mob threatened State Attorney General Charles Berry and freed Amir Moore from the Rockford jail. Moore...
Perfect, Al.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Weren't we just talking about Rockford?
Yesterday.
Today.
That was
Oh,
today.
it was today. You're right. I'm
Today.
sorry. Yeah.
Why were we?
Because it was just
The
southeast of
winner,
Buffalo.
the winner of the thing was
That's
from
right.
Rockford.
The maple
Polish,
guy got
the
it.
Polish guy.
Jeez.
You're backing my. Just let's try to get out of this show. We're gonna have a meeting when we're done.
Let's just land the plane already.
Council,
Moore
we're
had
signing off
led the
early
mob that lynched suspected murderer Oscar Jackson earlier in the year. See April 3. Learning that Moore had been freed and Berry threatened, Governor Henry H. Sibley declared Wright County to be in a state of insurrection and called out 3 companies of militia to establish order and begin an investigation. He recalled the troops only when 3 members of the mob, including Moore, were turned over. That October, a Wright County grand jury failed to indict anyone for Jackson's murder, a sorry conclusion to the Wright County War. It was on this day,
On July 31st.
1866, Major Gouverneur, what the hell is that? Gouverneur, Major Gouverneur Kemble Warren opened the first St. Paul office of the Army Corps of Engineers.
If I may interrupt, Joe,
Please.
that is his first name.
Huh?
Major
He's a major. He's a major in the Army.
Oh.
His first name is Gouverneur.
Oh.
Middle name Kemble. Last name Warren.
Got it.
Well, that
You
guy,
read everything so literal.
that guy opened the.
He opened up a mosque at that
No,
bar.
he opened up
Yeah.
some damn thing, and his duties included bridging the Mississippi River and installing shipping crates. No, a shipping channel from St. Louis to the Falls of St. Anthony.
Oh.
On this day,
Kenny, just to let you know, the Twins just traded Brock Stewart as well.
Oh,
on this day,
The trade deadline, July 31st.
Is it a rebuilding year now?
We talk about the way the press buries things and makes the horrible things sound good. Listen to this headline. With season slipping away, Twins stock up for the future. That is not what they're doing, headline writer jerk.
yeah.
they are getting some pretty good prospects.
They're burning the house
They
down is
got-
what they're doing, John.
They got 2 great prospects for Durant, 2 of the highest rated.
But they're 12 years old.
Well, no,
Yeah.
they're a little older than that.
What's a 12-year-old doing working at a spa? It was on this day.
July 31st.
In 1873, Amherst Wilder signed his will, donating $2.5 million to help the needy in St. Paul. Born July 7, 1828, in Lewis, New York, Wilder moved to St. Paul in 1859 and soon found his fortune in various business ventures, including railroads, steamers, banks, real estate, and merchandising. He died November 11, 1894.
That's interesting, but this headline, with season slipping away, Twins stock up for the future, that's like calling a riot a peaceful protest.
Yes, it is.
On this day,
On July 31st.
in 1884, the state's first rail shipment of iron ore from the Sudan mine arrived in 2 harbors.
What year?
1884.
How did it arrive?
On this day,
July 31st.
in 1910, Split Rock Lighthouse opened.
Love it. 2 harbors, Joe.
See, that's what
No,
we're talking
this
about.
This is fun time. This is like soccer. This is extra time. Time is expired.
In
This is extra.
1910, Split Rock Lighthouse opened, built in response to a 1905 storm that sank 26 ships on Lake Superior. At first, it could be reached only by boat. And finally, on this day,
July 31st.
in 1928, the St. Paul Southern Electric Railway ended 14 years of service between St. Paul and Hastings. Never heard of that. Except last year when we did it on this day. Sports disappointment history on this day.
Would be today, courtesy of Kenny.
They will note this day in history, I promise you.
What day is this?
July 31st.
The day they burned the house down.
In 1972, on this day, Dick Allen hit 2 inside the park home runs in a game off Bert Blyleven.
What a coincidence.
Johnny's wearing his shirt.
Look, I got a Dick Allen shirt on.
I'll be damned.
Is he smoking a heater in that shirt, Johnny?
He's smoking a heater, and he says, if a horse won't eat it, I don't want to play on it.
I thought that was Tug McGraw who said that.
He stole it.
I don't know. I always thought it was Dick Allen. No,
I
Tug
always-
said smoke. Remember, if he can't smoke it.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a play.
Was
on
Dick Allen,
Allen's.
wasn't he also known as Richie Allen?
He was when he first started, but he didn't want to be.
Okay.
But they called him Richie.
On this day,
July 31st.
in the year 2007, Kevin Garnett was traded to the Celtics.
That was a disappointment.
And right up Kenny's alley, on this day, was July 31st the trading deadline for
It
for
routinely
ages?
has been, yeah.
On this day, the trading deadline in 2019, the Twins made a last-minute trade deadline deal for Kevin Dyson, who turned out to be injured.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah, that was bad.
That's it.
Thank you.
that's it?
That's it.
Hello, American League. This is Mel Allen.
No, Dick Allen.
Oh.
Dick Allen was the guy. Please do us a favor if you haven't done so already, and maybe you don't want to after today's show. Who knows?
Who did he play for? The White Sox?
The Whiteys.
Yeah.
His whole career?
Phillies originally.
Yeah.
Originally Phillies.
Gotcha.
Did Mock have him? Or he's not
Mock
that
did
old?
have him, yes.
He did have him?
Yep. He played with the Phillies from like 64 to 70.
Oh.
Played for Walk.
And one of the coolest baseball cards ever, which is John's T-shirt, where he's got the batting helmet on, he's juggling, and he's got the heater cooking.
He's got the heater.
It's not a baseball card. It was the cover of Sports Illustrated, never a baseball card.
He would smoke in the dugout.
Yes.
Maybe on the field, for all I know.
Anyway, find us on YouTube, social media, or don't. Sign up at GarageLogic.com for the Daily Magician, or don't. I don't know. Go ahead.
John, look up Dick Allen. Is he still alive?
No, he died last year.
Oh.
And remember, he went into the Hall of Fame this past Sunday, so he just missed it.
Posthumously.
Right.
It is time once again that we check in with our guy, Mr. Money Talk. Josh Arnold is with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And now is the time for you to do the same. So do not delay. Do exactly what I did and pick up that phone and dial 952-925-5608. That number once again is 952-925-5608. When you call that number, you're going to get Josh, and he is there for you for that free, yes, I use the word free, 48-minute financial consultation with absolutely zero obligation. And he will always give you the straight talk. He will never give you the sugar-coated advice. And he is on the line with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And boy, oh boy, Josh, big earnings news, good and bad. You were right on the Fed. And boy, oh boy, Budweiser's in trouble.
You're not drinking enough beer.
Apparently not,
You
Josh.
just are not drinking enough beer. Now, you might say that Budweiser is in, maybe it's not in trouble. People are not drinking as much beer, which is very interesting, to me, particularly given all the advertising that's going on, particularly given the number of craft brewers that are around. But I did see some news recently that here in the Twin Cities, the number of craft brewers is actually decreasing and not increasing. Beer drinking is going down, and I'm not sure that wine drinking or cocktail drinking is increasing either. I do see a number of restaurants that I go to, advertisements for mocktails, so drinks without alcohol. Very interesting indeed. Now, I've never been a big imbiber of adult beverages. Now, my beverages of choice run first with iced tea, followed by, we'll say, Gatorade or Powerade, and then Coca-Cola. Beer is down the list, although my children have been pushing me for decades to at least have a shot of scotch or whiskey before I go to bed, saying that I'd sleep a lot better. To me, I sleep as good as one can at my age.
Only up once a night, not more than that, but that might be more information you want to know. But it is very, very interesting that Coke has actually done a lot better than Budweiser, or AB Bev, which owns Budweiser and Miller Beer. And I do find that very, very interesting. And I also know that, we'll say Bud, which is the market symbol, has been moving a lot, or seems to be moving a lot, into not only low alcohol beers, but also non-alcohol beers. And I've sampled a few of those, and not a bad taste, particularly on a very hot day to quench your thirst. So that's something, we'll say, to pay attention to, we'll say, in terms of regular consumers. It's also very interesting that Shake Shack, high-priced hamburger stand, did post mixed results. The stock was down as guidance was a little bit below estimates. When I say a little bit below, I think the estimates for the next quarter were looking for $3.4 billion in sales, and the estimate came in just slightly under that. But stocks that have been on a big run, particularly over the past few months, need very strong guidance to continue their moves upward. Strong guidance? Well, that came on behalf of two big companies, Microsoft and Meta, owner of Facebook. Both beat the estimates. Both increased their guidance going into the next quarter. Microsoft got a especially nice move up as they broke out annual sales for their Azure cloud at $75 billion, showing some significant growth. Meta on Microsoft, now joins NVIDIA in the $4 trillion market cap territory, and Microsoft has also picked up several upgrades for their AI spending and AI, we'll say, infusion into their products, particularly their Copilot product, and we'll see how that goes. Meta, advertising is up. Artificial intelligence is up. Spending is up for them as well, as they have been beefing up their AI capabilities, hiring people, we'll say, for Yankee-type salaries and poaching AI players, even from the likes of my favorite company, Apple. Meta has really been the belle of the ball in terms of the Magnificent Seven, and it is still, we'll say, not an overly expensive stock on a price-to-sales and price-to-earnings basis. Apple and Amazon report their numbers today after the close. For Apple, what to watch is their guidance going forward in terms of iPhone sales as well as their services business. It is believed that Apple, when they introduce their next phone, the i17, could well increase the price of that product. Apple has not increased phone prices for the last 5 years. Another question is going to be in terms of their guidance as well, what they're saying on the impact of tariffs on their business. Apple does face significant headwinds on tariffs both from India and from China. So it'd be interesting to listen to that. And lastly, what their services business could have and the impact of any potential impact on any Justice Department's remedy on Google and how that could affect future business. So things to watch with Apple, what they're saying about their AI strategy, if anything, what they're saying about potential sales, and particularly their services business, questions that might come up on the Justice Department's handling of Google. Amazon, well, Amazon has been on a strong run. Amazon could hit $300 a share, in my estimation, before Apple. But Amazon could just as soon see its stock pull back a little bit after the strong run should their cloud business, AWS, not grow in excess of 17%. So again, something to pay attention to in earnings after the close today. As to the Federal Reserve, I had been saying that the Fed could possibly cut by 25 basis points in this meeting, but I didn't believe that that was necessary. And I have been saying even since the beginning of the year, I don't think the Fed needs to cut short-term rates at all this year, particularly given the strength of the economy, but they do need to cut out their quantitative tightening. The Fed is still concerned about the impacts of tariffs as they see tariffs prices starting to impact the consumer. Well, on certain things, yes, but a lot of stuff, no. But the Fed is still in a very difficult position in terms of interest rates, as we discussed previously, as inflation, which they'd like to see under 2%, is still very...
Excellent advice, as always, Mr. Money Talk. You heard him, GLers. Now is the time for you to pick up the phone and make the call for that free 48-minute financial consultation with absolutely zero obligation. And you do that just like I did by dialing 952-925-5608, where you always get straight talk and you're never, ever going to get sugar-coated advice. Josh, as always, thank you so much for the time and the chat. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Look forward to it. Thanks, Chris.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.